what I found was that all that the kids really needed was someone who would be the connection point for their day. Come in. So what a lot of what's offered are long daycare and childcare and places where you've got large numbers of children and small numbers of caregivers, and there's just no possibility of there being real connection made during the day, because it's more like managing the numbers, managing the flock type of thing going on. So for me, what was important was learning to be present enough to be able to connect with the children and to be able to do that with the parents and sometimes grandparents or caregivers or whoever else came along on the day, just being able, learning. It took time for me to learn to hold a space where I could stay there present to connect with the children and not be thrown off balance or off kilter or overwhelmed if there was, 10 other children and grandparents and 50,000 conversations going on around me. And the more that I held that space, the more people got to recognize that space and they would be respectful of it. Sometimes I'd have to have conversations with people. I'd say, look, would you mind, really don't want to offend, but when you come in, would you be able to maybe leave the pram here and maybe just step, just give a little bit of guidance and a little bit of support. And in time people would see the children come, and they would come, and every single child would have their own way of connecting with me. Some of them it would be very verbal and very, they'd look at me, and other kids would just come and they'd make physical contact, and they'd just come and sidle up against me, and from their whole body would be making connection with mine. And I just feel their presence. It was like, this is as much as I'm able to do right now, is to be here and just really make contact with you. But you'd feel that the child was present, feel that they're available. And then, I had the privilege of being able to do that with really young children for 15 years or something. And the work over time just deepened and deepened, and my awareness grew, and the conversations that I had with parents opened up. And by the end, the experience was called Learning Through Love. And I was really holding in a space in the community for families who recognise that what we have to do is become more able to love in the face of what life with children presents us. And the only way we're going to help them is to be a more loving parent, and it requires self-reflection. And it requires change. It requires that the adults are willing to change. The adults are willing to look at themselves. The adults are willing to, enter into maybe spaces that aren't that comfortable to normally enter into. And out of that, children just light up. The genius will stay on fire. They are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And they can function phenomenally as a little tribe when they're held in that space as well. Super caring, super responsible, develop, amazing skills for negotiation, for navigating their way through difficulties. But you need to have that present anchor and someone willing to hold the space for that sort of conversation, and to just be patient with it as well. It requires a lot of patience. Some pennies drop instantly and some take time.